Welcome to First Issues. The world of today repeatedly asks us to come up with newer, more innovative ways of performing all of life's necessary tasks, and if it can save us a bit of money along the way, even better. Some of these necessities may include, amongst other things, building of homes and offices. For the longest time, contractors in the construction sector, in the business of developing houses and office spaces, have used a pretty much standard way of building: bricks, cement, pit sand and concrete to erect houses, offices, walls and any other structures in this category. This method has, however, proven time and again to be very costly, especially for those who do not have access to enough cash to build their own homes, even though they have land, which they acquired either through purchase or allocated to them by government. What if this should not be the case any longer? What if there was another way you could build your desired property at a much more affordable fee than it would have cost to build the conventional way? Well, Hapax Solutions say they have just the solution: building without bricks. Managing Director at the construction company Emmanuel Keakabetse says this way of building will save you up to 50% on the cost of the superstructure, that is the foundation and the actual walls. Not only that, this way of building will apparently have your project ready for occupation and use at a fraction of the time it would have taken the conventional way of building. This probably sounds too good to be true, but Emmanuel says it is not. Here's how.
With this method of building without bricks, it is actually 60% cheaper than when people are building with bricks. What happens is the cost that you incur in buying bricks, just buying bricks, are the whole cost we use in building the whole house, for the material of the whole house, because we don't use too much. We don't do a very big thick wall. We just do a minimum size of 115 size of a wall. We don't do 230 walls, and it is stronger than the wall that is done kadi 230 walls. What I do is from the foundation, unlike the normal way of people building foundations whereby they start digging and they do the footing and then they build the wall, then they do the foundation. Now I don't do that. What I do is I pour gravel, then I compact just on the plain ground, and then that is when I set the house on top of the gravel. That's when I start my settings there. Instead of digging too deep, I dig 30 centimeters towards the ground, just 30 centimeters, and then I combined my footing with my foundation. It becomes one thing. And then when I get to the wall, what I do is I partition my wall with shutterboards, big shutterboards, and I put mesh wire in the middle. The same mesh wire that is used in foundations is the same mesh wire I use in the walls. So with this building, after the wall is done, after Kisinako Shatara with shutterboards, I mix concrete with river sand, with using the concrete mixer, and then I pour in between the shutterboard. Put my mesh wire in the middle. When the wall is done, I can inside the shutterboard inside. The whole wall is done. Plaster is already done. So si dira ngwana ke go palama ka your finishing coat, either o dirisa ka mazini kana o dirisa rhino light kana wa penta, either anything so batlang go penta ka sone. That is why it makes it even cheaper. Ha motho wa gileng ka ditene na simolla a go hira di cement tse dingwe a batla di pit santa, na ke dirisa pit santa jo kopane go pele pit santa. So once the wall is done, the wall is done. Sa go tlo go moviala mo teng ga ntlo ya gago with a stronger wall, which is stronger, more stronger than go aga ka ditena, because le bottom la teng ga le crack as compared to ditena. Re tsenetsa re di pipe tsa metlakase mo teng tsotlhe tsa metsi mo teng, because the moment that the wall is done, you cannot undo the wall. And this building is much faster than Oaxaca ditena.
One of the benefits of building without bricks, according to you, is that it cuts the time to completion significantly. How so?
when people ba forma ditena, you start by molding bricks. What we do, re forma ntlo. Instead of go forma ditena, at that time re forma ntlo. Re ba di formo tsa rona fa ntlo e tshwanetseng go nna teng. That means a 2-bedroom house it takes 7 days to complete. Even a 2-bedroom house it's probably 7 days to 14 days, depending on the location or what material or thing. But as long as everything is there, 7 days for a house, no matter the size, we are done. Because how it's our process ya motho a simolola tla chopa le botana. Not just the pipe as we are building. So everything is already done inside the wall, as the wall is done. So by the time we are done with the wall, the pipe is the pipe is everything plastering is already done. So that is how fast it is. Size ya rona ya body re dirisang yellow white. It cover 2.4 meters. So the height ya ntlo go godimo. So that means in one go, in one set, concrete, in one set, the whole house. Because there is in one day. The walls around, the walls around, the reseta, but the moment there is a back and it's a head, concrete in one day, and we are done.
Emmanuel, bricks give buildings some sort of reinforcement, right? It gives it shape, it gives it structure, it makes sure that it's straight. So how does your method ensure this sort of reinforcement, and how is the safety aspect of it?
With this building method, it is way more stronger than bricks. Instead of what is used when building with bricks, we use brick force, which is thin and very little. With my method, I don't use brick force. I use mesh wire, which is steel. What I'm doing is my method is stronger than bricks, because the concept that I use for building is the same concept that is used in building boundary walls for dams. Because the house, when I'm done with the house, if I close the house and close the door, let me say maybe I forgot to put the door, you can put water inside, the walls will not break, because that is how strong it is. More stronger than using bricks, because bricks, they leave, bricks you are forced to leave little gaps in between. With my method, there are no gaps left in between, except the little pores that I support my shutter boards with, just little pores that I refill for balancing of the house. It can't collapse. It is more stronger than using bricks actually. It's the same concept that is used for supporting the corners of building double-story houses.
So how popular is this method of building here in Botswana?
This method is not popular. It's not popular at all. People are always surprised when they see me doing it. It was done some time back when I started learning about it now, when I was still doing now. But there were some houses that were done with this method. Unfortunately, I went to see the site. I realized the mistake those people did was they used a bigger wall structure for the building, so it was more expensive. So people stayed with that concept and that belief that building with concrete is actually more expensive, but actually it is not. Even now as we speak, concrete is more cheaper than river sand, but people still believe concrete is expensive. 20 cubic of concrete is 2.5, while 20 cubic of river sand is 5,000. So people have that belief that concrete is more expensive. So that's why it is not popular. People are afraid to go into this concept. They're approaching with caution. It's just there and there. People are coming to me. After they see me having done a house, that's when people come to me. But when I tell you, before you see the actual product, you will think, no, I can't do this. But the moment you see the product, then that's when people get convinced. Actually, when people see me doing the product, when you buy bricks for a 2-bedroom house, you will spend close to 45,000 in bricks alone for a 2-bedroom house, stock brick. For me, 45,000 is too much for me to complete the house, because I'll literally use 20,000 for building a 2-bedroom house, using the river sand and concrete and cement only.